Okay, welcome back to Flights in 2020 and my Climax Crystal. It's good to have you back with me. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done a video. I've been unwell. I don't think you need to be burdened with all my health issues, but as you get older, these things happen. I've had some heart problems for a few years, and the last month or two have been difficult just because I've been having some issues with my lungs too. But we're getting it sorted out, and I feel a little better today, so I thought I'd just do a little state of the channel video. The Crystal Light is coming. It's being shipped now, and it features the crystal clear graphics that we enjoy, without the battery and without some other features like eye tracking and auto IPD. I really like those features, but they come with a cost, an extra processor and the battery. And some people really worry about the battery running out. Well, since I got my power supply USB hub from Climax, I figured out how to make it work. And there are better ones on the market than the one Climax sells. It hasn't been an issue. I don't think I've changed the battery in a long time. But still, it reduces the weight, and the Crystal Light is a couple hundred grams lighter, which I think if you're playing a standing game or a shooter, or even just doing a sim for a long time, lighter is better, right? We're in the Curtiss Jenny, which was a very popular plane after World War I. The United States Army Air Force used it as a trainer, and after war there were thousands of them available, so the pilots who come out of the war and wanted to cruise around on an airplane, called themselves barnstormers, flew all over the country, landing in farmers' pastures and offering rides for a few bucks. So I thought we'd see how this looks, flying out of LaGuardia. You can see the shimmering in front from the exhaust, and you can see that the tappets are working away there, the rocker arms. They're exposed. I'm not going to try and do an external view. It's been so long since I flew that I've forgotten how to do it. And you know, there's no mistake so stupid that the old fat man in a cruel world here can't make it. So let's just see if we can get some speed up. Here we should be going here, yep. Okay. Let's see if we can get the tail to just come up gently on its own. Keep the nose tracking as I let the tail come up. And don't let it tip over too far. People always worry when they start flying tail draggers about banging the prop into the ground as they raise the tail, but that's actually pretty hard to do. There we go. Let's just try and stay over the line. I think 37 frames per second. I'm not sure what my graphic details are right now. It's not really the point of the video. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, the few, the tolerant, who put up with me and subscribe to my channel, and believe me, I'm very grateful. I appreciate all the comments you make and all the input you give me. I was wondering if I could ask you to let me know what kinds of videos you'd like to see. Clearly, I'm hooked on aviation. I was a pilot myself in real life, and flying in VR is pretty amazing. And I'm wondering, since I also have been restoring this sports car for years and years, if you'd like to see some more sports car content on the channel. I belong to a pretty active club, and there's some pretty wonderful cars around that you can do videos on. I think I'd like to remain a primarily VR and aviation guy, but I wouldn't mind throwing in a few different things. Would you like to hear and see samples of my voice acting? Would you like like to see clips from animated games and films that I've been in. Not that I've been in a lot of them. It's not like I'm a big star or anything. I'm just a guy who happens to do a little acting on the side. Certainly not. Certainly not the most talented guy in the world, but I know I'm doing it. Of course, I read a lot of commercials and so on. If you'd like to hear and see samples of that on this channel, I'm open to putting it up there. I just don't want the channel to try and be all things to all people. In the meantime, we've taken off from the Guardia, so they always love when you do this. Let's buzz the tower. Quite a bit of right rudder required in a right turn, but it tracks around beautifully. Now, coming out of it, it wobbles a bit on me, but that's, I think, less the flight model and more my lack of familiarity with the airplane, and I'm a little bit rusty. I'm trying to get I don't even know if this thing has trim. I imagine it may not. A lot of the World War I planes didn't. The only one I can think of that had elevator trim actually had horizontal stabilizer trim, like the Piper Cherokee. That was the SE-5A. You could trim the elevator, the stab rather, to control your altitude for a given speed. Well, this is shimmering here. Now, there is an update package in Marketplace that I'm going to buy that cleans up the coastline and problems with the imagery. Like, for instance, let's see if we fly over this bridge thing over here. I say a bridge thing because I'm not sure exactly what it is. I mean, the water looks good, the skyline looks great, the runway looks good. I love the heat shimmer and the fuel shimmer from the engine, of course. But often as you fly over bridges and other coastal areas in flights in 2020, you'll find that scenery is buried, that sometimes boats appear to be half sunk. There's a tree in the middle of the water there. I don't know what's going on there. So I think tonight what I'm going to do is download this scenery update that works at repairing all the coastlines. And then we'll do another flight from LaGuardia, and maybe from Meigs Field or wherever, and just see what it looks like. I think probably here from LaGuardia, because that's what we're doing now, so let us compare apples to apples, right? Anyway, I'm glad to be back on the channel, and I hope you're noticing that I'm not coughing quite as much, which is a good sign. I saw my pulmonary specialist, and he put me on a corticosteroid thing, and they did a CAT scan and took a biopsy of my lungs and so on. So hopefully we'll have things sorted out later this month. My dream, of course, would be to get my heart back into sinus rhythm and convince the medical powers that be that I should be allowed to fly again. I don't think that's going to happen. Although it sure would be nice. As long as I have great simulators like DCS and Microsoft Flight Sim and VR and these wonderful headsets, I wish I could afford the Somnium. My friend, VR Flight Sim guy, he really likes the Somnium. I mean, he really likes it. And of course, he loves the VR4 from Guardia, which is another amazing piece of kit. That they're, I'm just an old fat man in a cool world, and I don't have the kind of money to buy those things. I don't blame them for not wanting to. I wouldn't even dare ask that these big companies send me something to try out, because my channel's pretty small. I'm not what you'd call a big-time influencer in the market. I'm just sharing my hobby and I love radiation. But if I could afford it, I'd have a Somnium on order and a VR Pro, whatever. I love them all. I'd like to try them all. I did put a bid in, or a pre-order in, for the Crystal Super, which I think will have statistics capabilities similar to the Somnium, which, as I say, is getting fantastic reviews from a lot of the people that I use. All right, let's cut the power. We'll just float here a bit. Okay, one bouncy wouncy. Hold the stick back. Oh, hard landing. Damaged my gear. All right. Out of practice. That's my fault. Hopefully I'll do better tomorrow. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. And if you have comments and ideas for what you'd like to see on the channel, then let me know in the comments below. And God bless you all, and take care of you, and we'll talk soon.